again, Struckwap, and today for the second part of my streaming day, it will be, as I said in my first part of the stream, it will be Warhammer Chaosbane. So we did some farming in Torchlight Frontiers, which unfortunately for the first hour of my previous stream today, somehow my microphone was not picking up the sounds. But yeah, thankfully one of my viewers let me know about this. So yeah, now we will be doing some Warhammer Chaosbane, and I'm already in the game with my mage, and I will be just experimenting with some of the new skills and god skills and some of the new items, such as the new set, the new offhand and the new main hand items for the class. That's gonna be the main thing I will be doing tonight, like experimenting with the new toys, let's call them the new toys for the build. Meantime, I wanna see something. Seems to be stuttering a bit, so I wanna check if something's going on with the performance. Okay, nothing seems to be going on with the performance. Just wanted to make sure. Okay, yeah, everything seems fine. Everything seems fine. Okay. There seems to be a bit of stuttering when I'm moving. I can't see my FPS to see if whether the FPS is suffering. I'm not seeing any drop frames though, but I'm seeing some stuttering. Maybe I need to enable vertical sync. Maybe I need to. Let's see. If I enable vertical sync, would that help? I think it helped. Okay, I think I need to enable this. Alright. Now I've been farming gear on Chaos 8, but not killing enemies, just opening chests. I've been before I changed my gear, I was stacking up as much gear work as I can from random different sets, together with the Gearwork amulet. But now I'm gonna go to Chaos 3 and maybe go to Chaos 4 and Chaos 5. So the new blade is this one. The new sword is the blade of Azir or Azur. And then there's Scepter of Ice. So I'm probably gonna try and equip the best possible version from the ones I've got. I was using this one for farming, but maybe I can use another one. We'll see, we'll see. So this one has slightly more base damage, and it doesn't give me damage over time. Also, no cooldown reduction doesn't work for me. Yeah, I'm gonna wear the one I'm using. And when it comes to this one, I only have another version which gives me no crit chance. Again, it won't work for me if I'm farming, but maybe if I'm not farming it would be kind of okay, because it's gonna give me a little less damage but no cost reduction. So yeah, probably I shouldn't be wearing that. So when it comes to the amulet, this is what I was using for the wood quality, crit chance based wood quality, but maybe I can now try and play with something else. One of them would be extra damage for the god skills. I still want something with good crit chance though. Something with good crit chance is much needed. And cooldown reduction is also needed. This is also nice. Nearby enemies take more damage. I think this is also new, so I'm gonna try and maybe find a better one of this. I have one here, but no cooldown reduction, no damage. Ideally I would want crit chance, cooldown reduction and flat damage, or flat damage over time. I don't care much about crit hit damage, because I can get that from many other sources. So my choices would be a Vortex Amulet maybe, or maybe one of those for the cooldown reduction. We'll see. What's this one? Immaculate Amulet. So this is heals when using a god skill. This is nice if you have a god skill on WoW cooldown. Mine is not on that WoW of a cooldown, and it's nice if you use two god skills. So for this build I'm probably not gonna go for that. Vortex seems to be, together with Phase Shift, the two good options. Vortex, Phase Shift. Wait, why is this a Vortex as well? Why are two different items named Vortex? That makes no sense. I think this needs to be named something else, or this one. In either case, they messed up with the naming of the item, obviously. So I do have this one. It's crit hit chance, but no cooldown reduction. But it probably might be nice to try, and I have this one. Cooldown reduction but no crit hit chance. Currently my crit hit chance is 52.9 without enchanting every single piece for crit chance. I think that's more than enough. More than enough. I'm gonna go and enchant my gear for crit hit damage. So I already checked out my gear and I've selected the best possible choices from this set. So I think I'm gonna go for extra crit damage, and that was yellow only, and this one. Because the crit chance over 50% is fine. It's fine, and we can get even more from certain passive skills which we will be experimenting with. So yeah, let's get this one. More crit damage. How much did we get? 39, close to the max we can get. So Lexer next. I got three different ones of this type, but I think I've selected the most suitable ones. What I was trying to do is to, from my armors, to get the most amount of cost reduction, energy cooldown reduction. And preferably together with HP. Resistance to damage over time for now is not a priority. I actually prioritize it only when I'm doing invasion. When I'm not doing invasion, I'm fine with sacrificing some resistance to damage over time. And I still am far from being able to do Chaos 6 invasions even on my other builds. Because I'm still lacking a lot of gear that I lost with all my account data being lost with uninstalling the game. So for now, yeah, I can't. Well, I've not even tried doing Chaos 6 invasions, but Chaos 5 are doable with certain builds and certain characters, even without getting a lot of synergies and stuff going on, without stacking that much resistance to damage over time. So let's see. Is everything enhanced? Okay, it's time for ring setups, I guess. Here I do want something with crit chance and cooldown reduction. I don't think I can get both of them, so I'm gonna look at the amulet later. For now I wanna check the best rings I can get. I have Ring of Cain's Fury with crit chance, a lot of it, no cooldown reduction again. And another one, cooldown reduction, no crit chance. Ring of Radiance probably would be a bit better, because this one has crit chance and cooldown reduction and damage over time. This is a new one, Ring of Denial. All damage dealt is reduced, but damage taken is reduced and maximum health is increased. So 50% maximum health is a big deal. Even though you're dealing less damage, it's not that bad because you also take less damage. Unfortunately, bad stats. Dragon Ring. This is an old one, it is nice, extra damage reduction. That's actually a chance and it's only for 3 seconds, and it's only when doing critical hit attacks. So crystalline ring, another one that gives us some new bonuses, 20% HP. It could stack well with one like those with 50% to get extra 70% HP. This also gives you 50% extra healing, and the mage can heal with skills like this one, and it can heal also with the potion as well, so it could combine well with the amulet that gives you less healing from the potion but less cooldown also. So this is a good candidate for a ring. I think I'm gonna wear what I'm wearing though. This is the other new one. Dragon's Blood Ring. Damage over time increases for a few seconds after using the archetype ability. So for now I'm gonna try going the way I am. Doing a Grand Relic map for the start. Thankfully I got Corn. And when it comes to the skills, I'm gonna remove this Wacky Charm, and I will equip the Duelist Chain Reaction. I want that in my setup. This is skill with cooldown, this is a skill with cooldown, and this is a skill with cooldown. 3 skills with cooldown should be more than enough to keep that going. So this extra crit hit chance, I could probably sacrifice that 5% crit chance and get something else going on. Here I've got consuming energy heals all players, which means this skill is healing me. And what I wanted to show you is this one. This is from the new set. Etheric Vortex skill is improved and no longer requires skill points to equip. So it's giving me, the set itself is giving me minus 20% damage reduction when I cast a magic spell. And then casting a fire spell grants me health to all players, 3%. This spell is being improved by this one, I think, yeah, and it's at the same time magic and fire, so this can trigger both of those things by itself. This Phantom Blade Heroic. This one is considered magic, this is considered magic, this is considered magic, and this is considered magic, but I can change it to fire if I need to, and I probably should, because I do have skill points, enough of those. This is actually considered fire now. It's a magical dome, but it burns enemies, so maybe it's considered both, but I think it's fire for the procs of this one, for the healing. And this other one is giving me improved Breath of Fire. Deals magic damage, no longer requires skill points to equip, so yeah. A lot of good stuff on the mage when it comes to those items getting so many heroic skills. You can see I've got 1, 2, 3 heroic skills already just with this setup. So I'm thinking of maybe doing this one here to have more fire for more healing, and I also want to use this one. The damage is from 80 jumps to 96, from 26 to 32. This also repels enemies, so it's quite nice. Here why I'm using this one, because critical hit chance is increased, and that's only when I'm static, and with this build we would be finding ourselves static. I'm using superior version of Master of Equilibrium, because the superior version wait, oh yeah, my stuff is kind of in the way, okay. It's 10% energy game, so consuming energy has a chance to reduce any current cooldowns. Using a spell with the cooldown has a chance to regenerate energy. And this is consuming energy has a chance to reduce any current cooldowns. Other players are granted a percentage of this effect. So I'd rather get this one that gives me energy. Burning enemies take more magical damage. This probably would be amazing instead of the crit chance. Because this is gonna burn, this is gonna burn, and this is gonna burn. This is magic damage. This is magic damage, and this is magic damage. Alternatively, I can use some of those, but that doesn't seem right. This also doesn't seem that right. Although this won't be a bad option. And this is another thing I could use, but I don't think I should, because there won't be much use compared to something like this. We'll see. I'm gonna be experimenting, but for now I think that's what I need. So the synergy would be doing this, then doing that. Oh no, actually, yeah, doing that and then doing Blinding Light. You can see how this area, of course I can move this, fits very well with the God skill. Without further ado, let's go and start the map and see how this fares. I want to put it to the test, see how quickly I would die. I really don't have much HP. You can see my HP is abysmally low. Normally I go for setup that kinda keeps my HP around 80-90,000, close to 100,000. Now I have so little. But that's because I don't have green items. If I had green gear, my HP would go around to 100,000 without even getting any from the God skill trees. And speaking of God skill trees, this is what I've got going on. Getting getting that crit damage from here all the way to here and here. So shit tons of crit damage on that side and shit tons of crit damage on that side as well. All the way to here. I did not know what to do with my other points, so I spent 5 max energy and 5 max energy with the last 2 points left. It's not bad. A total of 390% critical hit damage. Just think about this for a while. Yeah, I'm losing stuff like possibility to get some extra cooldown reduction, but it's not bad. So there's cooldown reduction plus here, but that's gonna be a lot of investment to get it. And there was some cooldown reduction. Where was it? I think it was up here. Maybe they removed it. Yeah, I don't see any cooldown reduction now on that God skill setup. So I'm not sure I should be using things like that, and I'm not going for a counter attack damage, counter spell superior, and I'm also not going for anything like this. I don't think it's worth it, and I'm also not going for arcane manifestation build, but maybe later I can try. This is fun though. Living magic would be fun. An enemy killed by a fire or magic spell has a chance to create a persistent fire or magical projectile respectively for 6 seconds. Not too much. So yeah, okay. Let's keep going. Let's see if this guy can one-shot me. So he can still one-shot me. I intentionally let him to hit me to see. And this is on Chaos 3. So if he can one-shot me on Chaos 3, he's always gonna need to be dodged. So this is not burning them for too much. This is not doing too much damage either. What about this blade? I want to see how much damage I can squeeze out the Phantom Blade. Keep in mind that the enemies who are within this dome take more damage.
May the winds of magic grant me power.
Did I just do 3 million with just Phantom Blade? With just red gear? That's not bad at all. So for this Chaos, it's expected to be doing that well, but when it comes to other Chaos difficulties, I would really need more damage. Doesn't seem to be as much as I would want it to be. And that's the thing about this set. It's modifying Etheric Vortex and it doesn't seem to be enough of a bonus. Because Etheric Vortex kind of works well if used well. But at least I was using Etheric Vortex in my other build, so that this is pretty similar to some of my other builds. With the exception that different skills are heroic. And I'm using different items now. But there's a lot of healing going on, and I only have 68,000 damage, so if I get more damage, 68,000 HP I mean, if I get more HP, I probably would be able to survive if I try and get items with more HP and stuff, and maybe use those rings for HP if I get them good rolled. So fire spells heal me, but not by too much. Like Vortex Blade, not Vortex Blade, but Phantom Blade heals me for 2000 per cast. Let's see. So this is 3% of my total HP. Regardless of how much HP I have, it's always gonna be 3%. So the more HP I have, the more the healing would be, and the better it would be. That's why this goes well with high HP setups. This certain set. The what's it called? Defender of Ultuan. So if you have 200,000 HP, that's gonna be a lot of healing. And that's why I'm thinking, okay, why do I have this? That's why I'm thinking rings like the Ring of Denial would be great. I wonder if I can stack 2 Ring of Denial for 100% maximum health and 40% damage reduction. But that would be also 40% reduction to my own damage. So it's probably gonna be good for a support team build for someone. Maybe using something like this would be better. This in conjunction with the Ring of Denial. To get that extra healing increase. Or maybe 2 of those healing increased rings. So with 2 of those healing increased rings, that's gonna be what, 40% healing more? Oh no, it's gonna be 100% healing more, so instead of 3% healing, you'll be receiving 6% healing of your total HP. And combine that with a lot of health, and I think that would work very well with the spamming of Step Between Worlds set, with the heroic set, this one. I can't change it, but the Bel Curadris. Step Between Worlds skill, yeah, that's gonna be nice. I'm gonna be trying that later on at some time. The good thing about this game is with the current drop rates, you don't even need to go for anything above Chaos 5 to be farming good stuff. I don't need more Wells powders. Actually, that's the only chest armor I've got green of. So far I've looted 3 or 4 green items for the mage. Maybe 5 actually, because I have 2 amulets. Currently I'm not wearing any of them, but I have those boots and those boots, those 2 amulets, and more of those spoders. I'm wondering, is this slowing the enemies? It's slowing them, but they don't seem to be that slowed. Maybe the enemies are just too fast. It doesn't say by how much it's slowing them. It is good though, because it's slowing the projectiles that are coming for me. I still think I need way more cooldown reduction to be able to use this god skill more often. I want to get this god skills cooldown to like 23-4 seconds maybe. My cooldown reduction at the moment is 20%. That's so low. I need to get it at least to 50%. And I just don't have good items with cooldown reduction. I need good weapons and offhands with cooldown reduction, and I can get cooldown reduction from the helmet. This has a watt of it, 5.8 is a watt. So I'll need cooldown reduction from an amulet and from the 2 rings. And some of those rings or amulets with cooldown reduction procs. Which reminds me, I need to change my amulet to something better, so I'm probably gonna get the one for the cooldown, I guess. Because I wanna be spamming this god skill. This is gonna be a great synergy if I have a short cooldown. If I get it to 20 seconds, it's gonna be perfect. Oh shit, I teleported where I should not hit shit. Okay, I escaped.
May the winds of magic
Ah, the stun, the stun, the stun. Ah, fuck, I again got myself stunned. Keep teleporting myself in the place where he's stunning. And now the tail. Whip. So I'm already having difficulties and this is Chaos 3. This build really is not the best. But I guess this is mostly up to my gear. The main problem... Oh. I thought those circles would not be spawning if the boss is dead. Well, now I just unnecessarily died to something stupid and lost my extra 200% wood quality before opening the relic chest. But I think I already died once, so it doesn't matter if I've died already once in the run. I've already lost that extra bonus wood quality. Let's see what this would drop. Basically junk, not even a red item. So now it's time to do some changes. First of all, this gearwork item is gonna go away and it's gonna be replaced with something would I prefer this? So bad that I don't have anything that gives me cooldown reduction and crit hit chance. It's either one or the other. Oh, this one, cooldown reduction and crit hit chance. Sadly heals when a god skill is used. I could go for something like that, cost reduction, not bad. Okay, for now I'm gonna try and go for this. And that's extra cooldown reduction for us. Here, do I want to sacrifice cooldown reduction? So yeah, I can't sacrifice that much crit hit chance unless I reduce some crit hit damage. And the main sources of crit hit chance are this, the scepter, the amulet and the rings. Those are the main sources for any build. You can get more from different passives and so on, but it's not as much, so currently my cooldown reduction is suffering for that. And cooldowns are very important for any mage build that's not centered heavily on energy cost skills. I'm wondering if I should even be using this breath skill, and maybe I can change and use something else, something like this. This has always been a good skill, and for damage over time setups it is nice. What's my damage and what's my damage over time? I'm still not sure whether this benefits from damage or from damage over time bonuses. So this is gonna give me cooldown reduction, but 12 crit hit chance was this so much. It's not worth it for 6.5 cooldown reduction. Okay, let's think about the passives again. I don't think there's anything else that I can get to give me more damage, except maybe switching this one for that one. But it's only increasing the fire damage. And this is not fire. Unless I go for that one, but that requires so much changing. I can always place this one somewhere in my skill bar and that's gonna be huge damage, but for now I'm trying to avoid using this one. I'm trying to use the new ones, the new skills, the new god skills. So this is also gonna be fun to be using, but not with this build. I wanna try something different now. Maybe I can get rid of the equilibrium, because I don't find myself needing energy anymore. I think I've got so much cost reduction that this is kind of unnecessary. But the cooldown reduction is nice from it. Yeah, this is the better option, because I don't need to give the bonus to other players. Well, I'm gonna stick to that for now. Mostly for the cooldown reduction. Alright, we did slight change, that should be fine. Let's just quickly test something.
May the winds of magic grant me power.
Okay. So yeah, I don't need this Phoenix Herald. I don't think I need this, nor do I need this. The cooldown reduction one is the one that's the only one that's worth it. Which one was the one with the cooldowns? This one. And it has crit hit chance, so I can probably sacrifice this one. And now, what do I need more? I'm gonna get some crit chance for those items I equipped. So this is going the crit chance route. Crit chance, a bit of crit damage and some flat damage. And this one is also going the same route when it comes to upgrades. Oh, this even got the max values for crit hit chance. Okay, so my crit chance is slightly better now. 52.5, excluding any procs of this. I think this can go up to 10 procs for 5 crit chance for 10 burning enemies around me. Unfortunately, this would not count as burning enemies. And let's see if I can put some more levels here. Okay, this should be fine. Alright, let's do another map now. Please don't be Act 3, anything but Act 3. Okay, Act 1. Exploding enemies, this is gonna hurt. I don't think I can survive without dying once. I'm gonna try though. Can always try. No, no. Wow, what's happening with the FPS? When so many enemies are dying at the same time, the FPS is dropping. Look at the damage per second, damage over time. It's pretty low. Pretty underwhelming, this whole damage over time stacking. So I guess I should be stacking more regular damage instead of damage over time. I wanna check this one's damage over time. Let's get them to stand inside this circle. So they're not taking damage when they're standing inside this circle.
May the winds of magic grant me power!
So many explosions.
May the winds of magic.
Shit, so many explosions. And it's hard to see them. It's hard to see those explosions when I have this big bubble around me. So I'm gonna have to revisit some of my old builds with some of the new gear, such as those two items, to see how they would work. Especially, I'm really excited to see how my veterans chain reaction setup with Belkuradris works. I know that the build is changed, so now you can't just keep spamming that step between two worlds and never lose energy or so. Or maybe you just need certain items to be able to do it now, which before was possible without certain stuff. Oh boy. Yeah, I should have moved from that explosion.
Grant me power!
Am I going the right way? I think I am.
May the winds of magic grant me power!
I think I need to go this way again. But I'm not liking the damage. I'm only seeing as far as 3 million damage, 4 million damage. That's barely anything when it comes to even Chaos 5. See, here it might be fine, but if I move to Chaos 5 and when it comes to a boss fight, which we will try in a moment, next one will be a Chaos 4 and then after that I will be trying Chaos 5. The damage just won't cut it, and I know this would be fine when I get green gear, but for now with red gear you should be able to do Chaos 5 on any build without problems with red gear only. Without even needing to min-max every single enhancement, enchantment or blessing on the sets. But I'm not saying that 4 million is a WoW in general, but for higher tiers it definitely will be, for higher chaos difficulties. I can still get a lot of damage if I were to use that god skill, the other one. I'm gonna show you in a moment. In the next one I'm gonna probably remove this spiritual prison and show you how it would work with the other god skill. The etheric blast, I think it was called. With it I'm gonna do 4 times the damage this one does. So let's see how much damage this one does. Oh, it's not ready yet. I'm gonna check it on the boss fight, I guess, which is right around the corner. I did not see how much damage it did. Well, never we mind. I still did not see the damage. Damn, okay. I'm gonna have to wait. It's hard to tell because there's different damage numbers going on. I'm gonna try and just use that one. Just use the number 1 skill. And wait for the cooldown first. Thankfully there's non-stop influx of enemies. Okay, let's see now. Yeah, that's like a million. That's barely anything. While they're standing there, it's like 300,000 tops. Without counting this one. With this one, it's probably gonna be what, 400,000? Still, it's not ready, so I can't tell. Alright, let's exit this place and increase the difficulty of those trousers. Oh, shit. More of those trousers. Let's see if I.
Are you gonna play D3 Season 19?
No, Jude. Links 801, thank you for being back here. Welcome back. When it comes to Diablo 3, I've given up on this game. It's just too many things in the game I don't like. Mostly I don't like the fact that Paragon levels are unlimited. And there's other things that I can start listing, but the biggest thing that I don't like about the game is the unlimited number of Paragon levels and the endless numbers pushing. And it just gets boring pretty quickly for me. The whole itemization system is kind of boring for me there. Because it's kind of like this game. That's also another thing I don't like about this game, the itemization. It's so boring. You only have the sets and that's it. If you don't use sets, it's bad. And in Diablo, there are some builds that don't use sets, like Litany of the Nightmares was it? Uh, LON builds are fine and good, but are so hard to farm good min-maxed items for those. And thankfully with Diablo 4, the best items would not be the set items. The set items would be just one step before you get the perfect best road legendaries. And the mythical items in Diablo 4 would be just one per character. That's gonna be interesting as well. Diablo 3 currently for me is not very appealing. Even playing Chaosbane is more fun for me than Diablo 3. But actually, from all those games I've said, if I add Torchlight Frontiers to the mix, which is in alpha, I'm having a bigger blast there in an alpha game. So this game, Chaosbane, Diablo 3, Path of Exile, what else have I played? Grim Dawn, Titan Quest. In between all those games, if I add Torchlight Frontiers, I do seem to be enjoying Torchlight Frontiers the most somehow. Somehow, even though it's an alpha. But I don't know. For now, Diablo 3 for me is. I'd rather not go back into the game until Diablo 4 is released as a beta or alpha or whatever I get access to play. I don't even know what's gonna be new in season 19. If you want to share with me, feel free to. But currently I don't even know what's gonna be so special about season 19. Marvel's trousers. I was gonna check if I have a better pair. This is wood quality 27, this is wood quality 25, energy 24, 22. This gives counter attack, this doesn't. This is the resistance to damage over time, both give HP. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this one. I no longer need it. So yeah, let's sell that. So what was I gonna try now? I was gonna try removing this god skill and using the other god skill. This one. And what's this? Yeah, that's something I really don't need. This is interesting though. This for one of my other builds would be a great thing. I just wanna see something. All the points here are leading to a build with a lot of HP and cooldown reduction. 2% cooldown reduction. Where is the other cooldown reduction? There should be some more somewhere around here. Damn, I wish I could type something with search and then it would highlight all the nodes. So there's more cooldown reduction here and probably more here. So 6 cooldown reduction for so much of an investment. But this is completely different build. If you're using Arcane Manifestation, it's definitely gonna be a totally different build. And since I'm going for the crit chance, crit damage, I'm thinking this is the one to use. But for now I'm gonna try and use that one. So burning enemies take more magical damage. Well, I'm gonna be using the fire damage skill. Alright, let's do another one, but let's first increase the difficulty to Chaos 4. Just to check. I'm gonna slightly be increasing the difficulty to gauge the potential of a red only item setup for this build. And I have shit, rings and amulet. The amulet is kind of so-so, it's okay, it's gonna be fine, but it's not the one I would like. I'm just only using it because it's combining crit chance together with cooldown reduction and even some damage. But the ring, this is also nice, cooldown reduction and crit chance, but it's only damage over time and energy. And this I really don't think I want to be using that much. Again, a bit of cooldown, crit chance. So okay, let's see. Going into Relic Hunt, Grand Relic Hunt. Corn, okay. Children of the Corn. Let's kill some of the Children of the Corn. I'm gonna start this way. Oh shit, what the fuck? Kind of got stuck. So there's that one-shotty enemy. Alright, let's keep them at bay. Wow, I checked the wood. Okay, nothing good dropped. I'm enjoying those new items though. They're offering a certain play style that's slightly different than normal, but this exact play style would be very hurtful to you if you're not stacking shit tons of damage reduction. So if you want to be using this skill that I'm using now, the Phantom Blade, you want to be close to the enemies, because it's a close range skill. And it's just gonna hurt you a lot. Like that. You're risking a lot to be using this playstyle. And the game currently has very shit damage of the enemies. There are so many enemies that can one-shot you that it's unbelievably bad. It's like made for hardcore try-hard players. Instead of for the more casual people who don't want to be getting one shot from every single enemy in the middle difficulty. That's not even on the final difficulty, but of course you can min-max your gear. You can get green items on every second, on every piece of item. Like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 items I can upgrade for green items. I can focus on getting a lot of HP and damage reduction, and then those would not be able to one-shot me at all. They probably would only be taking like 15% of my HP per hit. The ones that do a lot of damage, like the charging dogs, the guys with the big swords, those guys. Although those guys, when they die, they explode, and that's probably always gonna be one-shotting you, regardless of how much damage reduction you do. You have plenty of time to avoid it, so there's no excuses for not avoiding it. That's kind of how it is. So we just did 8 million with the other god skill after I just switched it. Before, with my old items and my old builds, I could do around 30 something million damage with this Aether Blast, when all the stuff procs. With that skill that was giving me extra damage based on nearby burning enemies. And the good thing about this is there will be a lot of nearby burning enemies if you're using this Etheric Vortex. So which was the skill? The passive skill that gives us damage based on nearby burning enemies? This one. And I've actually got it equipped. And then there was the burning enemies take extra magical damage. But that would benefit you if you're using this god skill. Not the level 2 but the level 3 version, which was over here, because that would be magical damage. Yeah, they're slowing me. That's something that was not in the game before. A lot of the enemies can slow you even from ranged distance. But the build really doesn't seem to be any better than the others. In fact, it seems kind of worse, kind of weak. So if anyone doesn't want to spend money on the DLCs to unlock those extra god skills and things, that's gonna be fine. He's not losing that much. potential when it comes to farming fast and easy. The new items are in the game regardless whether you have the DLCs or not, regardless of whether you've bought the season pass and so on. So from what I could tell, regardless whether it's the dwarf, Conrad or the mage, I've not tried the scout yet after those updates, but it doesn't seem that the new god skills are that overpowered and giving that much of an advantage. So even though they're locked behind the paywall, I don't think people really need them. They're just offering a slightly different playstyle, but nothing too fancy. And that's good that at least the old builds would still be viable from the old God's Q's tree. The only thing I'm not liking now is that they separated damage over time from damage, and the damage over time doesn't seem to be good. Even though I've stacked quite a lot of it, it still seems to be lackluster. I liked it much better before, when damage over time and direct damage spells only benefited from one stat, and that was the damage stat, when there wasn't a damage over time stat in the items and the sets. They're just unnecessarily complicating things to make every single build weaker. If you had a build that was using both damage over time and damage spells, now you kind of have to sacrifice the damage of one of them. And I don't see any reason why that should be a thing. Just makes no sense. See, even Diablo 4 is going to be developed in such a way that you would have attack and defense instead of stacking shit tons of different stats. The more simplistic it is, the better it is in many cases. I mean, there's places where you want simplicity, and there's places when you want things to be deep and advanced. And I think things need to be deep and advanced when it comes to build making, to skills, to gear picking and so on, synergies between skills and gear. But when it comes to stats, the simpler the better it is. I mean, of course, you don't want it to be super simple, but even you've seen that the demo for Diablo 4, they've already announced that there won't be that much separation in between stats. They won't be like strength, dexterity, vitality and so on. So in here, what do we have? We have things like damage over time. And what else? So we do have crit damage, crit chance, which is normal. We do have armor. Armor is fine. They did not separate armor in different categories. They did not add different types of resistances, except the resistance to damage over time, which is fine for invasion. I understand why they added it, to make invasion easier to do. And that's fine. Stacking gear for damage over time when you're doing invasion, and then removing that gear and stacking gear that doesn't use it for when you're doing anything other than invasions, where you're trying not to get hit by damage over time most of the time. Okay, this barely took any damage from my high damage god skill. No, don't die, don't die, don't die. Come on, potion, be ready. And of course I died. It's unlucky because this map constantly summons enemies, so those enemies would never end. And my potion cooldown is so bad at the moment. And the damage sucks. The damage of this build is so bad. And I only have 68,000 HP. I'm used to having at least 100 or at least 90,000 HP on that mage. No, no. Shit again. Anytime I move, he starts attacking in that direction. A few seconds later. This is Chaos 4. This is the middle of Chaos difficulties. Between 8 Chaos difficulties, this is exactly in the middle. So this should not be that difficult and challenging. I don't remember Chaos 4 being that difficult. I mean, with full red gear I could do Chaos 5 before without a problem. With full red gear, without a single piece of green. And before we had less stats, so things like this skill were giving us only 50% and it was only 3 stacks. Now it gives us 100%. So before from 150% total we can get, now we get 400% critical hit damage. Then from the gear now we can get much better stats, much more crit chance, crit damage bonuses altogether. With HP and flat damage and so on. So everything should be a bit easier, but it isn't. In theory, due to the stats we have better stats, we have more damage altogether from everywhere. I'm sure if I try my old builds, they're probably gonna be doing much better compared to this one. I mean, I could do some invasions on Chaos 5 without problem with my old setups, with my Morvel set. But I guess the bigger problem is the HP here. 68,000 HP just doesn't cut it. How much is my damage reduction? I'm gonna check. Damage reduction, damage reduction. Doesn't say anywhere. Yeah, well, that sucks. It's not saying anything about how much damage reduction I've got. And the damage over time is a joke. Look at how little it's taking. It's taking 27,000 damage over time. And I've got damage over time on this item. Then I've got damage over time on this item. And what else gives me damage over time? I had another one item somewhere. Maybe I changed it. And the damage over time doesn't seem to be able to crit. So crit damage builds and crit chance builds do not go well with damage over time builds. Ah, man. If any enemies didn't spawn, this would have been an easier fight, but unfortunately it keeps spawning enemies because of the nature of the map. probably doable if I replace my heroic Phantom Blade with Fireball. Even the basic Fireball would be better because it's ranged attack. No, no! Oh, fuck's sake. Somehow I got stunned in the worst place possible. But yeah, I still can say this game is not so much fun for me compared to Torchlight Frontiers, which is in an alpha. And this is a game that's been out for already 5 months. It's just unnecessarily difficult and it's not fun when that's the case. I don't play games to challenge myself, I play games to kill stuff. And to get wood. Actually, I play games to get wood. That's my main reason. Get wood and find fun builds. Come on, just a little bit more. Ah, damn potion. Why is the potion cooldown so annoyingly long? How many seconds? 21 seconds cooldown. Does this map have something that increases my cooldown? Demonic portals, heroes constantly bleed, and kind of that's it. Ah, seriously? Come on. No, no, fucking stun, man. Ah! How? Damn, I'm gonna lose all my money. I spent 2 days farming. Ah, come on, I was so close. Ah, this is unending grind. I'm not sure I can even do this, but I should be able to. I got it so close a few times. No, no, no. No, no, no. Damn, he's spamming this on purpose. And now I can't get more HP than I'm losing. Fuck, fuck, I got surrounded. No. Come on, it's so close, don't die. Ah, damn. This just sucks. No. Shit, I can't avoid this. I wish he didn't spam that stun skill so much. Fuck man, again. No, I'm gonna have no money soon to resurrect. No, why wasn't it using my skill? I was gonna heal myself with the god skill. I didn't wanna use it. No, fuck. Come on man, I wanna fucking kill this boss. Why can't I? Shouldn't be that difficult. It's a fucking Chaos 4, it's not even Chaos 5. And the worst problem is I can't change my gear because there's constant enemies around me. They're constantly spawning, so I can't change my build or gear. Let's see. Oh, I can remove this. Maybe that would help. Okay, what can I try? Instead of using this god skill, I can use another god skill with less cooldown. Oh, this is 21 seconds, so actually that's the one with the lowest cooldown I can use for now. If I only had this one, it would have been better, because that's only 18 seconds cooldown with my current cooldown reduction. And my current cooldown reduction is tragic. It should be around 50%, but it's... where is it? It's 28%. What if I remove this damage and add some extra cooldown? Let's see, what else can I use? No, fuck. I was trying to teleport, it didn't work. Sometimes I'm not sure what's happening, I'm not stunned, but it's not allowing me to use some skills. Ah, the tail whip got me. Come on, I almost ended my money. No. Why did I have to get the worst possible boss on this map? Ah, come on. The biggest problem is the damn spell that keeps stunning. If I can avoid that one, everything else would be fine. He's just too annoying. No, why? He did not do the animation for this. He did the animation for the frontal spell when he did a side spell in the front. How? This doesn't follow any rules in the game. Like now he lifts his leg, he's gonna do the side stun animation. See, now he was doing the fronto. But earlier he lifted his leg, and instead of doing on the side where he lifted his leg, he did the frontal animation. And yeah, those enemies appearing together with him being this specific boss is just too much. Yeah, I'm just gonna restart the match and hopefully I get a better option. Because this just is unbelievably hard. Oh, and now I don't have money to buy this. Perfect. Alright, this is doable.
Taste of my power!
Hopefully we get a better boss this time. At least there's no demonic portals, so if there was no demonic portals I can stay in one place and do damage and only teleport when the boss attacks me. But over there in the last one I kind of had to keep dodging enemies that never end. An endless supply of ads. And then, yeah. The boss is attacking, the enemies are attacking, so I don't have a room of breathing. I don't have a room where I can stop and heal. And even when I'm dodging all the time, when I'm running, the enemies are faster than me, so they always catch up, they always attack me. 68,000 HP definitely won't cut it for the previous map. For this one it should be fine. Although poison clouds regularly appear on the ground, this also won't be fine. Because I also won't be able to get a breathing room. I'm not sure who thinks of those stupid map modifiers. Instead of boosting the enemies, they're boosting things that make no sense. Other MMORPGs, other ARPGs are actually boosting the enemies, giving the enemies special modifiers. Like this enemy is extra fast, this enemy does extra damage, this enemy is extra resistant to certain damage. Whereas here they're putting stupid poison fields and blood pools and etc. on the ground. Then they're making enemies constantly spawning. I'm not sure who is the genius behind those ideas of adding extra difficulty to the maps. The randomized map mods, so to call them. I'm not sure why I'm even still using this god skill when I was supposed to be using the other one. Probably because it's a shorter cooldown and I'm healing when I'm using god skills. Okay, he should be here in this room. Oh, it's again the same boss, just the green version. So yeah, that's not gonna be much easier than the other one. If not even more difficult, because there's less room to run. And his AoE is much bigger, the circular AoE. So this one's annoying thing is the circular AoE, not the stun skill or the other one. Okay, let's kill all the enemies around me, at least I know they won't be respawning. Alright, I got one-shotted by this big guy. But yeah, now I remember why I kind of stopped playing this game. It's very unoriginal when it comes to monster attacks and when it comes to the difficulty. And it just gets boring at one point. Always the exact same enemies, not much variety when it comes to that, depending on what map you are. They're kind of the same enemy with slightly different attack pattern, but it's still the same shit. And slightly different looking model, but one of them is green, another one is purple, another one is red, but they're kind of like twins, triplets. Only Act 4 maybe looks slightly different, but it's still kind of the same, just slightly differently colored. The basic enemies are kind of different though. So this seems to be a bit easier than the previous one. Yeah, but I should be moving more. Okay, let's get rid of those. Oh, what? Okay, this one's also summoning enemies, even though it's not in the map description. Yeah, this build is so painfully bad compared to the other sets. It just doesn't do, this doesn't do anything for me. It says that they're gonna be taking 100% extra damage, but they aren't. They're taking so little damage in general. And I haven't even tried doing Chaos 5 on this build yet. So I'm kind of reluctant to even try Chaos 5 after this one is done. Ah fuck, no, no. No, fuck, I was so close. Ah, man. Come on. No, 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 no. Run. No. come on, why would he do it 2 times in a row without doing any other skills?
A mere taste of my power.
Oh no, I don't have energy now. Perfect. Just what I needed.
A mere taste of my power.
Come on, come on. Don't die now, don't die now.
A mere taste of my power.
So they're definitely not balancing this game for single player. They're balancing it for multiplayer where you can stack different buffs and different healing from every single player can heal the others, give them damage reduction. And that's no fun way to be doing ARPG. There's many people who prefer single player compared to multiplayer. And most of the skills, especially the new ones, are made in such a way that they're actually promoting party play as opposed to single player play. Come on, don't die now, so close.
A mere taste of my power.
Yeah, finally killed him for 2 yellow items, so worth it. Let's see here. Alright, two red, nothing too special. Dude, on my dwarf, Chaos 3 was like a joke to me. Here on this build, it's just abysmally bad. I'm trying the new items and the new sets. The only thing that's not new is the amulet, because I just don't have good of the new ones. And one of the rings is not from the new ones. One thing's for sure, yeah, I really don't like this build. I'd much rather take a heroic step between worlds or a heroic arcane binding, which is this. No, they changed this. Oh, this was heroic binding white before. Now it's not. Now it's arcane binding, and arcane binding was a skill. If I remember correctly. Arcane binding. Which one was it? This one. So there's no heroic binding light, I guess, or is it a different set? Let's see. This is heroic. Oh, this is the heroic binding light. So this was my favorite set before. This and Belkuradris. So those two sets were my favorite ones before. The Dragon Tamer was fun, but it was kind of nothing too fancy. Whereas those two sets could give you amazing builds, especially this one. This was one of the best sets you could get before. Not sure what this is doing here. This does not belong here, nor here, nor here. So just to show you what the heroic binding white does is, oh, I'm missing something from the items. What am I missing? The helmet. Oh yeah, I put all my helmets in the warehouse. Okay, let's go back to that one. And I'm gonna go back to Chaos 3. So far with my current gear, Chaos 3 is my limit. Chaos 4 is just taking unnecessarily long. Can I do this? Okay, I can do this. Again, Demonic Portals appear regularly, but yeah, for the current damage output I've got, Chaos 4 is just taking unnecessarily long, and it's not gonna be effective farming. And when it comes to this game, you want to be doing things easy. The moment you start taking too long to finish a boss or dying too much on a certain boss, then you definitely need to change things. You definitely need to switch difficulties and go back one chaos or two if needed. Now the problem is I won't be able to change my gear because the enemies were definitely spawning all the time. I want to change this skill to another one. Let's wait. So yeah, let's remove that. Oh fuck, they appeared again. Now I have to wait again for the cooldown. And they appeared again. Fuck you, enemy, stop spawning. I can't remove it yet. No? No, I can, okay. Let's see the damage this can do. No damage at all. Few 100,000, that's it. Currently the most damage I do is with this burning skill. With what's it, breath of fire? Ethereal breath. This together with my phantom blade are the things that actually give me the high damage. So it's not this one.
May the winds of magic grant me power. May the winds of magic grant me power.
Okay. Oh, actually I have to change something. I have to remove this and put back the duelist chain reaction. My weight, okay, I can carry 5 more items.
May the winds of magic grant me power.
So this is such a missed opportunity for them to make something great with the new mage builds and stuff. If only this god skill was stronger than it is, or had a lower cooldown. I think the lower cooldown would have been the better option for this god skill. If it had lower cooldown, it might have been very nice. And the whole idea of it, instead of it bouncing enemies away, it should have been pulling the enemies towards those circles. So when I do this, and then I do this, and then I push the enemies towards those circles, they should keep getting pulled inside those circles, instead of getting repelled away from them. That would have been the better option. of how to do that skill. I'm not sure who is thinking about those things, but what you want on the mage is to keep them away from you, and this skill could actually end up pushing them towards you if they're between you and the skill. So it would be nice to kinda keep pulling the enemies like a vacuum inside the center of that skill. So you were gonna be like doing this, then doing the God skill, and then doing Binding Light. And Binding Light will be pushing every single enemy inside those circles away from you like that. And then once they get that, they kind of get stuck to it until the duration of the God skill. That would have been the better option. It would have been the more logical option to have something to go together with this new version of Etheric Vortex, with this huge size of Etheric Vortex. It's twice the size of a normal Etheric Vortex.
May the winds of magic grant me power.
I'm also wondering about whether they fixed something else. There's one more skill I wanna try out that before didn't work as intended. So it was supposed to be pulling enemies toward it like a vortex. It is this skill. So cast a magical sphere that whirs and damages any enemies that get in its way. I wanna try it to see if it actually whirs the enemies, if it actually pulls the enemies towards it. Because you can control it, and by controlling this you're kind of telling where you want the enemies to get pulled. On theory it was nice, but in practice it never actually whirred the enemies before, unless they fixed it. If I can't pick this one up, come on. Nice. Now let's see that skill. I'm gonna remove the God skill and equip this. So basically it's this thing. And you can see how it's like it looks like a vacuum, kind of like a black hole. And I can control it with my spacebar, tell it where to go. And I can have more of those spawning. And I can only control the final one. It's rebounding off of walls, so in theory this would be an amazing skill, but let's see in practice whether it really is. Whether it got fixed the way it was supposed to be working before. Cooldown reduction, crit chance, armor, piercing damage over time. This is amazing. This is actually what I was waiting for one of those with cooldown reduction and crit hit chance. Let's test it. Let's add, what does this one have? Crit chance. Alright. I'm gonna actually, instead of going for crit chance, I'm gonna get it to have crit damage. And what about this one? So I'm losing extra energy to get wood quality. Not really worth it. I do have better wood quality ones for when I'm farming. Okay, let's compare this. Energy, HP, cost reduction. HP cost reduction. $24 6.5, 21 5.5. Okay, I don't need this one. Okay, Belkuradris. So the one that's equipped is actually worse. Okay, back to this setup. What's missing now? Oh, heroic. This one. No, wait. Oh, the bread is missing. So yeah, I wanna try this etheric orb, see how it works. Cinch. This map is gonna be a pain in the bum. An Act 4 map with tornadoes and enemies becoming invulnerable before they die for a few moments. And a no map for orientation. Because having no map is definitely for orientation. So let's see this. Oh wait. I wanna see the skill I just equipped. Whether it really is pulling the enemies towards them. Oh, it's not. It's definitely not working the way it should, the way it says it does. It should be pulling the enemies towards the bow, but it's not. Okay, I'm trying to stay still and do that, but I guess it's not an option on this map. I'm gonna have to kill the big guy. I'm gonna have to kill the mages as well. Okay, now let's find just a few enemies. Okay, now let's try. Yeah, it's not vacuuming them. It's supposed to be worrying the enemies, but it isn't. I'm not sure even what it does besides the damage. It's not pushing it away and it's not pulling it towards it. Oh look, it pulled it. But it's kind of... Okay, that's kind of strange. It's not as strong of a pull, and it's kind of a chance to pull them, because it doesn't always pull. What does it say? It whirs and damages. It doesn't say chance to whir, but in theory it doesn't whir all the time. It's still at least worse than before. It didn't even do that. Before, I've tried this skill multiple times, it never worked in such a way that it does now. But look at that, on the big guy it doesn't even work. Let's keep trying though. I wanna keep trying to make sure it works. Okay, let's heal. Oh shit, I don't have a god skill to heal. Okay, let's slow him down. And let's try this projectile. Yeah, it doesn't work him. Well, at least it works the little guys, but the little guys you don't need to be worrying because they're dying from most things in one shot. Okay, let's kill this dude and keep moving. And change the skill. I don't want that. Underwhelming. I mean, at least they fixed it to be worrying the enemies, but it's barely worth using. I'd much rather use this version that leaves fiery trails on the ground, because then that's a lot of burning.
May the wings of magic grant me power. May the winds of magic grant me power!
Right, it should be that way if I'm guessing correctly. But if I were to compare the new set for the dwarf with the new set for the mage, the dwarf again beats him by miles when it comes to damage output and survivability and everything. And the new set on the dwarf again is not the strongest set on the dwarf. The undefeated remains the strongest, kind of. And from the mage I'm assuming probably Morvel would be the best one. Although with the new synergies you can get for the Belkuradris, I'm gonna wait before confirming that. I'm gonna test it. I'm wondering what the new set for the elf would be. What skill it would be changing and giving a heroic version of. Also what the other new items would be, like the new bow, the new, what was it, daggers. Blade of Isaiah.
May the wings of magic grant me power. May the winds of magic grant me power.
1184 crit damage, okay. Yet the damage is still very low.
May the winds of magic grant me power.
No. Again, this stupid enemy. I keep getting this hardest possible boss, regardless of what map I get. It's always this guy with the stuns and everything. Look at that. He keeps just spamming this. Damn, any direction I go, he somehow ends up spamming it in that direction.
May the winds of magic grant me power!
But today the RNG is definitely not on my side when it comes to spawning easy bosses compared to spawning hard bosses. It's always spawning the most difficult boss possible in each frontier, not frontier, in each act.
May the winds of magic
Couldn't give me some of those easy ones, the fatties. Enemies with only vulnerable magic tornadoes, no map orientation, okay.
May the winds of magic grant me power! May the winds of magic
No.
grant me
Phew,
power!
okay. Kind of have to keep those mages down because they keep... Fuck man, too many mages. Should not have stopped to attack them, but there's so many of those appearing.
May the winds of magic grant me power! May the winds of magic grant me power!
Okay, we got him this time. Let's go check the relic. Curadry's bracers. Nothing too fancy. But yeah, I would definitely recommend if you're farming Curadry's set or Morvel set would be more suitable for the purpose. Morvel is healing better with improved Blinding Light and burning enemies taking extra fire damage. Then with this one you have that extra Lightning Storm that keeps damaging enemies around you. Then you have extra magic damage bonus and improved step between two worlds. And even with this set you have those magical projectiles and an improved magical binding. So yeah, all those old sets seem slightly better than that one. I'm assuming a build with this would be fun to try. With this one. What do I get? A lot of HP. Where is the level 3 one? This is the level 3 one. It's gonna be fire magic. So stuns enemies and creates a number of persistent damaging and burning enemies. Damage against slowing enemies. This is gonna be interesting. So my currently increased damage is a new scepter of ice. Is it better than my current one? Better cooldown, less armor piercing, no crit chance. No. Definitely not better. Maybe for farming it's better, but it's still not gonna be better because the crit hit chance will give me much better wood quality if I use the wood quality amulet. This one nowhere near the one I've got, I guess. Although flat damage slightly more. It gives damage over time, it gives HP, so that's 20,000 extra HP I can get for the price of losing some armor piercing. Oh, and crit damage. So armor piercing and crit damage in order to get counter attack damage, which I really don't need, and extra HP. So if I get a green item like a green sword, it would be amazing with maybe 30,000 extra HP. So I guess green gear would be really needed, especially if I want to be using this set with this build I've made for Chaos 5 without green gear and without better accessories. It's gonna be terrible. The other items, the chest, helmet, legs, boots, and even the gloves are not so bad. I would still prefer, instead of damage over time on the gloves, to be using something with direct damage, because damage over time seems to be crappy. So maybe I can equip one of those. Let's say crit damage and direct damage if I've got it. This one doesn't have crit damage, but it has direct damage. Even damage over time, slightly less HP, no energy. Let's bless it. It's gonna be much weaker, but it's not so bad. At least it's giving me flat damage. Wait, where did it go? Oh, here. Look at that bug. That's showing Belcorad respawners, which definitely it isn't. Let's see if it's still showing the Belcorad respawners. Okay. This was... Which skill was there? No, that wasn't it. Oh, it was this one. Okay, let's reset the god skills. From this side, I want... Okay, let's not worry about this side yet. Let's just get what I want on this side. Was this an overkill going all the way to here? For those 4% cooldown reduction, yeah, definitely not worth it. Where is level 2 of this one? Now 19. Can I get there? No, I can't. Current 80% crit damage. If I were to remove this and just put things into this place, then here. Now, if I were to go all the way here, that's 140%. And that's 175% crit hit damage. So it's still nowhere near the other one where I got 190% crit hit damage. Kind of doesn't seem worth it that way. The damage, the fat damage is 18%. What else am I getting? Fat damage and other damage. Okay, let's do that again. Here. So if I were to stop 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the first one is at 12 points invested. Really bad. 12 points invested, whereas here get the first one already at 5 points invested. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 18 points to get 35 extra. Here 180 with 20% damage. And the HP is 14.7% like that. And this way the HP would be 20%. So I'm losing 5% crit damage and some damage reduction. Not damage reduction, some HP, maybe. No, 2% flat damage, 5% crit hit damage I'm losing that way, but it seems like a better option. That's if I don't go this route. Which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more points. It's not so bad though. This cooldown reduction, I really wish I could get it though. Although minus 5% cost reduction, that's three points. I wonder where I can remove 3 points. I can remove that 2%, but then that's a lot of a loss. Those 70% crit hit damage, not worth it. So I'm just gonna go that way. Nothing I can get. Damage, a god skill, damage, HP is worth it, armor, or champion damage reduction. And maybe HP is the better option. Yeah, HP seems to be the better option, so let's grab that for now. And so I want to try this god skill with this setup. And I want to try this new passive. Actually, I want to try 2 new passives. So I'm gonna remove that one. Okay, I want this equipped and wondering maybe I can remove this crit chance for now, see how it goes without it. And this one would help me. So this is gonna be an interesting, oh no, it's gonna be an interesting test just to see how this setup would work. Alright, another map, another grunt, okay, greater. Corn, perfect. This would be a fun setup to try. Definitely I'm gonna be doing less damage, but the damage would be more persistent. And it's gonna be kind of randomized, but at the same time it's gonna be happening more often. Look at this. Perfect. Perfect. This is it. So this is much better as a skill than the other one. Than the other god skill. The other god skill is complete trash compared to this one. Now I know that there's a huge difference between one of them and the other god skill. And this together with, I can see this being perfect with the Dragon Tamer set. This is just gonna be the skill you would want, the god skill and the passive god skill you would want for the Dragon Tamer set, which has that extra option of doing, I can even show you probably, this one. Casting a fire spell unleashes a magic projectile and vice versa. So with the Dragon Tamer, together with this, together with that skill, you're gonna be just running around and the enemies are just gonna be dying by themselves from all those projectiles. And you would want a lot of cooldown reduction and maybe the Veteran's Chain Reaction. Was it the Veteran's Chain Reaction, the one that gives you the cooldown? No, it's not the Veteran's Chain Reaction. So you would want this one, the Elixir of Swiftness. So whenever you use the potion it helps you with the cooldowns, or you can even not worry about the Elixir of Swiftness, you can just get the ring for cooldown and the amulet for cooldown, and that should be more than enough if you stack enough cooldown reduction on the gear to make sure you're spamming this god skill. On the boss this should also be good on theory, on practice we'll see soon when I reach it. So now I'm actually hoping to get the hard boss, the one that was giving me troubles. Actually this is not the same difficulty that was giving me the troubles, but I'm hoping to get that one because this is the pesky one, the one that's harder. This one, that's the one I was talking about. look at this. It just melted it. It just melted it. Okay, now I wanna try Chaos 5. I'm not even gonna try Chaos 3. I'm just gonna jump right into the big boy difficulty. Actually, it's not even big boy difficulty. It's not Chaos 7 or 8. But for red item, that's the farthest you can go normally. With red items, pushing Chaos 6 is very hard. Or at least used to be, and I think it still will be. Marvel's Great Helm, Dragon Tamer with cost reduction, cooldown reduction. Just wanna check something. Let's kill this dude. I don't think I even want this Breath of Fire on this build. I'm gonna get rid of it. It's unnecessary, and I would rather have something like a Tornado, or even those Etheric Orbs. Or perfectly, I would have Phoenix Bulwark. It will fit right into that. Etheric Rays, even better. But since I want skills with cooldown to be healing myself, one skill with cooldown, two skills with cooldown, three skills with cooldown, and energy spender. Maybe the tornado would be the better way. Okay, let's figure this out in a moment. I just need to throw out the trash. It's not letting me. Maybe there's an enemy nearby that needs to die. Okay, let's try again. This is it. This is the good one from the two skills, and it's by far better. So much better that it's kind of funny. Lack of balance indeed. Okay, what was I gonna test? Oh yeah, I have to compare some boots. More of those boots. Mm. They might have a lot of gear. Yeah, those definitely need to be sold. And I want to compare Morvel's helmet and a Kalidor's helmet with the ones I've got in the warehouse. Morvel. Cooldown reduction. I guess I was keeping this one because it's resistance to damage over time for invasion, but this one also gives me. This is the one with the wood quality, that's why I was keeping it. So out of those two, the new one will stay. Belkuradris. Okay, let's compare the Dragon Tamer now. 6.7 cooldown reduction, that's such a high number. This one was my wood quality, this one was my resistance to damage over time. So this goes away and this is gonna go in. 5.6 cooldown, 5.7 cooldown, 5.4 resistance, 5.2 resistance. This is better in both parameters. This one probably, yeah, I'm not sure why I even kept that one. I don't need. This one 5.8 and 4.7 with cost reduction. Okay, now we're talking. This one has cost reduction, resistance to damage over time, and cooldown, so it's good for invasion and for anything else as well. But it's missing HP. Kind of like not too much though. Okay, So we're getting rid of let's get rid of this one. Just a little bit of damage over time. Reduction resistance. So this and this need to go, and this. Alright, did we get any new of those? So as I said, I wanna change some shit. I wanna stop using the Breath of Fire, so I'm gonna go and grab some weapons. This is fire, right? So I'm gonna center mostly around the fire stuff. I'm actually even gonna be using it with this set for now. But with the Kaledor set, it's gonna be OP. I can tell you from now, you wanna be using Kaledor if you're using this Arcane Manifestation. So what was I looking at? Staffs. Phoenix Herald, unfortunately no crit chance. Just to piss me off that it's a green item but it doesn't have crit chance. So I'm looking for crit chance cooldown reduction. This was what I used to use before with Breath of Fire. Because it was giving me extra crit chance, damage reduction and extra damage. And I was staying static, so it was needed. I don't need this, I don't need this. I probably am gonna use this Phoenix Herald. Because it's cooldown, crit chance, even crit damage and damage. Kinda no armor piercing or energy or HP, but oh, actually it does have HP. Okay, let's use this. So I would need crit damage, right? 44 crit chance is not so bad. The problem is this is gonna count as damage over time. So it probably may not be critting. Phoenix Herald used to be my favorite weapon before, for most cases. So do I wanna switch my set to a Kaledor one from a Defender of Oot one? I'm actually gonna do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I need the helmet from the warehouse. The one with the cooldown reduction. And it was the Blade of Instability. I think that was the better one for this set, but first of all let's pick the best in SWAT items. Resistance to damage over time, cost reduction, so I need the cost reduction probably. It's gonna depend on what skill I decide to use instead of Breath of Fire. I won't need this one. I would need this one. Oh, look at this. Oh, 300%. Oh, this is just gonna be too good to miss out on. I don't think I'm gonna need the Quake Shield for now. Well, let's leave it. I'm gonna see how it is with it, and let's after that see how it is without it. Okay, so this is sorted. And we just need something for here and here. I could use Etheric Vortex because I want a skill with cooldown. And probably I'm gonna use this one. Oh, okay. Okay. This can be fixed. So now I'm gonna need what, 4 points maybe? No, I'm gonna need like 5 points. Or I can just use this one. And now I have 5 points. And for those 5 points I want an energy skill maybe. Or a fire. Yeah, I'm gonna want a magical damage skill. I'm gonna try with this for now.
Knowledge is power.
Okay. So for now my crit chance is not bad, but my crit damage is terrible. Oh wait, I forgot, I didn't check whether I'm equipping the best in SWAT. So the chest is left. Chest. Resistance damage over time, probably nothing too fancy. More HP, oh yeah, let's not remove the cost reduction. This one, I think I'm wearing the better option out of the three. I'm just gonna keep it as it is and just upgrade. I'm gonna upgrade the helmet now. And the other two will not be upgraded. Maybe I can just upgrade them for HP at first, because it's still better than not upgraded at all. Let's see, what can I get? If it's blue and green and yellow, blue and green and red, I can either get armor or I can get HP. Or what was this combo? This combo was the counter attack damage combo. I'm still reluctant to try counter attack damage, and this one was armor, piercing and damage. This might work. This might work actually. Some armor, piercing and damage. It's never bad to have some extra armor piercing, and if I can have extra crit chance cause no yellow... Oh! What am I talking about? I can just convert some... $600 should be fine. Okay. So... yeah. More crit damage. And the other one would be crit chance and crit damage. The final one. So what I would needing now would be new rings. That's gonna be probably the more important part. Am I gonna change the blade? Let's see. If I change the blade, I'm gonna lose the heroic phantom blade. And I do think the heroic phantom blade is pretty amazing to be losing it. But the blade of instability is also kind of so good for the Kalidor together with this. First of all, this one, 11 cooldown reduction and 9 armor piercing. Cooldown reduction, 9.6 armor piercing, 7. Ooh, this is great. I'm gonna single this out. And does this have cost reduction? No. Does this have HP? No. So I'm gonna lose crit damage, but I'm winning cost reduction. Rift Eater still doesn't seem as strong as it used to be. So far, always good. Even after a nerf, I think it underwent a nerf at one point in time. What was this? Crit chance blessing. This is kind of how I used to play the Kalidor before. Of course, my rings and amulet were much better before, and my items were kind of greenish, most of them. But it's still getting close to what I used to have before. Alright, let's see how it goes. I'm just missing something here, and I'm thinking it's this one. So instead of the Phantom Blade, I'm gonna have to use Action Missile. The good thing about the Heroic Phantom Blade is it's actually at the same time magic and fire. So maybe I can try using it first and then I'm gonna see how it goes. I'm actually gonna jump right into Chaos 5. See if I can handle this. Corn, okay. If I can handle this on Chaos 5 compared to the previous setup here, that's gonna be a huge disbalance between the two setups. Yeah, let's see. Because the other one, I was having difficulties on Chaos 4, I never even tried Chaos 5. And all it matters is the boss. I mean, I can handle the rest, but the boss fight was the one that was giving me troubles. Killing the elites is a bit slower though, so I'm thinking probably killing the boss would also be slow. Much slower. But look at the trash dies so quickly. How is my crit damage? So bad. So bad. The crit damage. Wait, I'm still using this. Dealing magic damage increases fire damage, okay. So I'm not even seeing million. I'm only seeing K in damage. And that's because it's probably damage over time. Look at that, it's not critting. Most of those don't even crit unless I hit. I think the big projectiles crit, the ones that are from the Dragon Tamer set. But the God skill doesn't seem to be critting. And did my damage just go down after I changed some of the stuff? I think it did. I think after I changed the set, some of that damage went down. We'll see. But the trash is kind of dying as I walk. I should try this with a soul fire as well. Because the amount of burning enemies would be giving me damage, the amount of nearby burning enemies. With this god skill there's definitely gonna be a lot of nearby burning enemies. Even if I don't have the Phoenix Herald, even if I remove this, I'm still gonna be burning them with this. Right, let's go and find the big boss. Just gonna check this chest. Red Morals braces, I probably don't need them, but yeah, let's. I think I'm that way. Probably should have went to Chaos 4 just to make sure I'm properly comparing Chaos 4 with Chaos 4 on the two builds. But it did seem too good on Chaos 3 compared to the other one. Alright, I kind of let them hit me. All that matters is the boss fight. If you can kill the bosses fast, then it works. If you can't, then it doesn't. And that's it. We did get a different boss though. We did get the second boss in terms of difficulty. Hello Sardu, hello Dude, thanks for the follow, Dude, on Twitch, much appreciated. Hope you're enjoying your stay. I'm kind of experimenting with some of the new stuff, some of the new god skills, items, etc. Not sure what's happening, but this boss just got healed by me somehow. Let me just check again. Something healed him.
Are green
And
items
there's
better
no
than
enemies
red?
on this. Oh yeah, green items are better than red by a lot. I can kind of show you two items that are the same. So this is
Sarduch,
Belkuradri's
thank
boots.
you for the follow and welcome to the Struck Club.
This is Belkuradri's boots. You can see this is 19.4 thousand HP, and this is red boots. You can see it's 9.3 thousand HP. So let's say red boots go all the way to 11.5 thousand HP, whereas green boots can give you all the way to 21.5. So like almost double. Almost double when it comes to HP. The speed boost is kind of the same. Resistance to damage over time is probably kind of the same when it comes to the maximum, but yeah, most of the other stuff are higher by 50%, sometimes by 60, 70, 80%. There are some stats, of course, that for balancing purposes have not been made too high. So you can see there's green boots with 16,000 HP and there's green boots with 19, and there's red boots with 9,000 and red boots with 11,000. But you can still kind of also green items have one extra stat. They have one extra affix. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one has only 5. So just having one extra affix gives them a huge boost over a red item. So you definitely want to be farming for green stuff. It's kind of rare, but eventually you get it. And it's not as bad as before. Before you had to kind of farm your ass. I had to spend hours and hours trying to get green gear before I lost my all my saves. So this god skill is perfect for people who love kiting. This god skill, the arcane manifestation. And I think it's great. And I think it's better than the other god skill. Yeah, let's add some tornadoes in the mix. Oh, he did a tail whip, okay. But yeah, I'm definitely liking this build more than the one I was trying earlier. Oh shit! I kind of teleported where I should not have. Okay, again. The damage is lower, but it's too many things hitting the boss at once, so in the end I guess the damage is not so bad. It's just less damage per hit, but more hits per second with this certain god skill. And of course now there's a cultist. Look at that, the cultist keeps healing him. Why did I get such bad luck for a cultist to appear suddenly out of nowhere? Okay, I'm gonna run away from the boss, kill all the other enemies that are healing him, and then I'm gonna come back to the boss. Where did the cultist go now? Come on, cultist. Oh, he despawned, okay. Wait, something's wrong. I keep casting my god skill and nothing happens. I'm not sure what, but something got glitched. I already cast it twice, my number 1, the god skill. It goes into cooldown, but the skill actually doesn't get cast. Maybe it will fix itself if I die, but you saw probably already. 2 times I'm pressing it, it goes into cooldown, and those missiles did not appear, those projectiles. Not sure why. I guess something glitched out. And it also didn't heal me. It's supposed to heal me every time I use a god skill. And now it only summoned 2 projectiles, which is definitely not the way the god skill should be working. It should summon shit tons of projectiles, as you saw. Let's try again. Okay, this time it only summoned 4. Why? Yeah, definitely something's getting wrong with this skill. Maybe the boss is doing something to me, like a debuff or something of the sort. Okay, look at it now. Now it's summoning more projectiles. No. Now the skill didn't cast. Again it used my cooldown. Yeah, not sure what's happening, but this game's really annoying sometimes when things like this happen. And now my aura, my fiery aura that's supposed to be around me from this item is disappearing. So yeah, I'm not sure what is going on, but some of my skills are terribly broken. So I'm supposed to have a fiery aura around me at all times, and I don't. Just like that, out of nowhere it just disappeared. Now I'm gonna resurrect and the fiery aura should be back. Yeah, see, it appeared. There we go. The fiery aura is back. And now it's gone. Oh man. This game just never stops to amaze me of how buggy it can be. And now again I use the god skill and nothing happened. This is just complete and utter bullshit. Alright, well, let's try and change something. Let's use this one. Actually, never mind. Let's change my strategy. Let's use the Blade of Azire. And I just want to use this. Let's see how this would work. Also, skills with cooldown are supposed to heal me. So this is it. Using a skill with cooldown has it has a chance to heal me. So it doesn't even heal every time. Again, I used the god skill and it took my cooldown, but it didn't give me any projectiles. So yeah, new god skill completely broken. Again, I used it, it didn't do anything. I'm not sure what, maybe the enemy needs to be right next to me in order for the cooldown to not get consumed for nothing. So now I'm gonna wait for it to be ready. I'm gonna go next to the enemy. No, it doesn't work in just a moment. My headset is spewing. Okay, I had to start charging my headset because it kept making those noises. The battery wall noises. So this whole part of using my number one, my god skill, and it not giving me those projectiles or just giving me a few projectiles is the worst part, because that's my main skill of damage, my main damage source currently. For this setup I kind of quickly made. No, again, didn't give me projectiles. And the boss's HP doesn't seem to be going down much. Enemies regain health when they deal damage. Okay, let's try and get rid of this enemy and this enemy. Come on, come on. Okay, now it said the voice line. So whenever it gets glitched, he doesn't even say the voice lines. And this one doesn't even want to hit it. Like the close range skill does not want to hit him. Alright, this time it did the voice line, but again those projectiles just don't seem to appear. What does it say? A number of persistent particles. It doesn't say what the number is and what the number depends on. And it's supposed to be duration 20 seconds, cooldown 40 seconds. So yeah, GG on that.
Knowledge is power.
And the one that gives me a chance to heal when using cooldown skills doesn't work. I've so far not a single time healed when using cooldown skills. I only heal when using my god skill.
Knowledge is power.
Now even this skill got used and it actually didn't appear. So a lot of things are getting terribly wrong with this map. I'm not sure whether the map has some map modifier and one of those modifiers maybe is breaking the game, or whether it's just that the class is broken, or maybe some item I'm wearing is broken. The main point is something definitely is broken. And I just can't deal damage. Okay, I'm gonna try again. Hopefully it's not any more bugged than it was. Let's hope for something that's not broken now. No, it won't be this one. Okay, it's gonna have... Okay, now I don't have fucking money. Perfect. Okay, I'm just gonna do an expedition. It's gonna have to be an expedition, cause I don't have money to afford a relic hunt. It's still the same enemies, it just doesn't have those negative map modifiers and it doesn't have the extra wood quality. But when it comes to the enemies, it's the same ones, the same difficulty. Look at that, that's the amount of projectiles I need to be seeing. That's how it should be. But no. It just didn't want to work earlier. But I'm just gonna try and rush to the boss. Only kill when the enemies are making it harder to progress. And I can actually, with such a short cooldown, 14 seconds cooldown, for 20 seconds duration, I can have two of those up at the same time. So I'm skipping the elites as long as I can reach the boss. Alright, I even stopped to kill some elites, but enough of that. Okay, should be getting close to the boss fight. Alright, now we got kind of an easier boss. At least for this build it should be an easier boss fight. There are a lot of those field spawning, so I probably should be killing the little guys first. Especially the one with the banner. But at least my god skill is not broken now. Much easier that way. Just look at how better it is when actually the skill casts and all the projectiles appear and all the projectiles hit the boss. So yeah, something was buggy. Because now every time I cast this skill since this run started, it was casting all projectiles, and I've even not used my tornadoes for extra damage. So if I didn't stop to use my tornadoes, I probably would have survived and just killed him in a few seconds. Well, as soon as I start using my tornadoes, it gets kind of bad. Okay, getting close, getting close. No! Ah, come on. I was pressing my number 3 to dodge. Alright, and it started glitching itself. So as soon as you die, this skill starts glitching. And that's it. So you die once and the skill gets broken. Way to go, Echo Games. Way to go. And the game has been out, mind you, for over 5 months already. Of course, this skill is new, but that's not an excuse for it to be that broken. Wow, he's spamming those fire fields. He wants to get me from the damage over time if he can't get me with his slowly charged attack. No, well, I got one shot by the fire field because I was behind him, so I'm not sure whether he actually hit me.
Knowledge is power.
Now he hit me for 70,000 and apparently 70,000 equals 97.
Knowledge is power.
But at least my God skill kind of works most of the times I cast it this time around. Even if it's not working properly, look at that, just a measly 4 projectiles this time. 5 projectiles. Now 0 projectiles. Fucking broken skills. And he actually got healed by something, not sure by what. There is no negative map modifiers on this one. So there is no way for him to be healing unless there's a cultist healing him, and there isn't one. But he healed for like 2 million HP earlier. And the only problem now is I'm not being able to do damage with my God skill, which was my main damage, due to those projectiles not appearing. It was going so well with the first try, and maybe the second, but then suddenly it got kind of broken. Look at that. It's not doing the skill. So now I'm actually gonna have to kill him with all the other skills, which is the melee attack. Yeah, this game really needs to be fixed, otherwise things like this can ruin everyone's experience.
Knowledge is power.
And I'm wondering, don't they even play their own game before releasing updates?
Knowledge is power.
Maybe they play with invulnerability and never die. That's why they never get this bug. Because if you've died while using this god skill once or twice on a boss fight, you would definitely replicate it. The only way to probably not be able to replicate it is if the developers who are testing the game before they release an update are playing with invulnerability, like some console tools for developers.
Knowledge is power.
That way they never would die, so they never would be able to replicate this state.
Knowledge is power.
Okay, nice, now it worked. Oh no, cultist, fuck, he's gonna heal the boss. Come on. Okay, he's dead. So just the boss left again. He keeps spawning some dogs, thankfully, every now and then.
Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power.
Come on again, it's broken.
Did I miss the giveaway?
Oh yeah, Mr. Holiday, you did miss the giveaway, but it's fine. Even if you did win it while missing it, I still contacted the person directly with a message. So yesterday, during the evening, or actually it was the early morning hours, I drew the winner. He has received the key and he's already playing the game. It's on the giveaway page. You can actually see the name of the winner announced. It was Jose Guilicosa. He came today while I was streaming Torchlight Frontiers earlier. He came and confirmed that he's received the key and that he's gonna be taking a while to play it before he wants to team up, because I did offer to help him out if he needs help. If for some other reason I get my hands on another alpha key for Torchlight Frontiers, I'm gonna again be giving it away. But for now, there's no plans for them doing giveaways, which I can join to win one to then give it away myself.
Knowledge is power.
If they do another charity stream event, it's gonna be nice, because it's gonna allow people to participate and get rewarded. This is a great way of actually doing charity streams, rewarding them with some keys for the participation. Oh dude, I got swallowed. Those doggos, those demon doggos, they keep swallowing me. He's so close to dying now. I should kind of make sure I don't go too close to him. And currently, why it's taking me so long to kill the bosses, look at this kill I just casted. My number 1 is supposed to cast like 7-8 projectiles. It sometimes casts 1 or 2, sometimes casts 0. And this is a glitch that happens after you die. So a big mess up on the developer's side, not testing this skill before releasing it. But it probably never crossed their mind that dying might mess up the mechanics of the skill. Come on, it's getting healed already for so much. Are those circles healing him or what? Look at that, that's better. It's still not the amount of projectiles that normally appear, but it's a bit more than what normally I've been happening. It's happening to me. Shit. Yeah, that was close one. He almost hit me there. And this is not just this skill. Any skill that is a cooldown skill, even my number 4, sometimes this one doesn't cast. I cast it, it uses my cooldown, but the skill actually doesn't show up. This boss again just healed for a few million from an unknown source. I'm not sure what's happening, but this game is so glitchy. It's kind of it feels like an alpha. A few months ago I did not get such terrible glitches in the game, so whatever happened introduced a lot of bugs that hopefully would be fixed with the next update. And there is no way for me to report bugs. There is no button in the game to click and to send feedback to say this happened to me, this bug occurred during a fight with this boss when I died, this Q didn't wanna actually cast and consume the cooldown, but nothing happened. So I'm not sure how they're getting notified of bugs and glitches. There's no Discord channel, like official one, that I can join and post bugs there. No, 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 no. Okay, this was close. Come on, come on. Come on, die. And I had him, I mean, it took me like a minute and a half at the start to get him to lower HP than he had like now. And then the skill got glitched, and yeah. Then it became a nightmare to complete. And look at it, sometimes it works like earlier. Not the last time I casted, the one before that, it worked and it cast so many projectiles. Now it casts 4, still better than 0. Look at this fight taking forever. And now it didn't cast, yeah. Way to go. Oh fuck, I'm slowed, no. And now it didn't cast. This game is just giving me so much trouble. It makes me not want to play it until all the bugs are fixed. It's just painful. I wouldn't even mind testing the game for free for them a few hours a day, just to give them some tips about what is broken and what isn't. Cause it only took me a few runs to find this bug exists after equipping this god skill. Like I found it on my I found it on my second run after equipping this god skill, because the first run was on Chaos 3 and I didn't die, I just kind of sped through everything. Then I rushed in right into Chaos 5 and I instantly found the bug the moment I died. So if it took me two map runs to find the skill, I'm kind of thinking that someone found the bug and just ignored it and didn't report it to the head developer, to the senior developer. Because they probably would have made them to fix it and that would have delayed some deadline or whatever. No, no. Not now. Not now.
Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power.
Oh fuck. So many fires.
Knowledge is power.
He's really going berserk now. The last few percent of his HP.
Knowledge is power.
That's a joke. 2 million. Wow, he healed so much. There's no healer as well. So him healing without the healer being nearby to heal him is another annoying bug. So now even my Blinding Light sometimes doesn't cast and but consumes my cooldown. So this is my actual skill that heals me and repels enemies that are around me, and even that is glitched. Thankfully my teleport skill never glitches out, because it has slightly different mechanic, even though it's still a skill with a cooldown. Because if that was glitching, then I would have been dead so many times by now. So what I've just seen is my Binding Light healed the boss.
Knowledge is power.
Let's see. Now the Binding Light didn't cast, but it consumed the cooldown.
Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power.
Come on, kill it, kill it. So close.
Knowledge is power.
This is the worst boss fight so far. Even the one where I kept dying, at least I was doing more damage. Because I had my fire breath skill, but I could not predict that this would get so broken. Look at that. I'm actually starting to suspect that my energy level might have something to do with how many projectiles. Oh no, it doesn't. I had low energy, it still did a lot of projectiles. Alright, well, we killed this one. It's already 12:52 a.m. So it's 1 a.m., 1 in the morning. I'm gonna end this stream in a moment as soon as I exit this map. Going the wrong way actually. And look at that, as soon as the boss fight is over now, those projectiles are back to the way they should. This is just the game trolling me in a terrible way. So the skill was broken when... Okay, it's broken
Alright.
here. Okay, it was broken here as well. So it's not just during the boss fight, but it's still so trolly. Kind of, yeah. Hopefully they fix it, but if it wasn't broken, this would have been such a fun boss fight. It would have been such a fun playstyle, because both with this blade and with the blade of instability, it would have been nice. I'm just gonna quickly show you how it is with the blade of instability. Just a quick expedition without completing it, just a few enemies. Just so you can see, with the blade of instability, basically I'm not gonna be using the heroic blade version, but I'm gonna be doing those waves. You see the blue wave and the orange wave. Let's die now. So if I do a magic skill, it does orange wave. If I do a fire skill, it does the blue wave. You see those little waves in front of me. So that's from the blade of instability. It's probably is good if I'm not using a ranged attack, so I can actually make sure the wave is close to the enemy. If I stay far away, you can see they have cooldown. They do have their own cooldown, so it's a few seconds I think, but it works pretty nicely. Definitely fun playstyle with this build, as long as things are not glitchy. I'm enjoying it. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 12 projectiles, maybe more. And you can see before the one is over, I can cast a new one. Because duration 20 seconds, cooldown 14 seconds, and that's with cooldown reduction of 42%. It's pretty easy with good gear and good accessories to get over 55% cooldown reduction. That means I can probably get this cooldown to 11 seconds or so, maybe 12. I think 12 is easy, 11 might be possible, but might be a bit difficult. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching, regardless on which platform. I'll be streaming some more Torchlight Frontiers tomorrow, and maybe Borderlands and Chaosbane, depending. But there will surely be some Torchlight Frontiers tomorrow, probably during the afternoon my time. So thanks again. Keep it cool until next time.
Alright, see you then.
And see you around. Goodbye.
GNA. THX for watching Struck Club. Lots of